G'day, we're about to have a chat with a free spirit who lives in a van that used to be an old office. So let's go say g'day. Hey up. G'day, g'day. How you going?
Yeah, good, and you?
Yeah, good. Sorry mate.
My last load.
It was a nice little tune you were belting out.
Jeez.
How you going?
A tune called Amsterdam.
It's a nice looking axe you've got.
Yeah, a little mate, and bought it new in 1989.
Right. Looked after it?
Yeah. It's done a few miles. I didn't travel with it.
Okay.
I would have liked to, but that was too precious to sort of travel with it, so I didn't. Yeah.
So travel, you mean to Amsterdam?
Yeah, when I was over there, I just sort of travelled around a bit over there. I left Australia in 2011, sold the farm, and then ended up over there and then travelled on a bicycle. Yeah, and that turned into just under 7 years. And I come back here and now I'm in the van, which is quite posh after the little tent.
Yeah. Whereabouts did you travel over?
Well, I had an idea to go to the UK and then come back across through Europe and down through Asia, however, somehow or other, and then back to Oz.
Right.
But the time I was there, I didn't get past Western Europe. I did have 10 months in South Africa on 3 different occasions. I had a bicycle, but I wasn't travelling on it. I was just set up in Jeffreys Bay. You've probably heard of Jeffreys Bay. It's a wonderful place there.
Yep.
Yeah. So I went and got me new pearlies. Inadvertently, I didn't go there to do it, but that's where it ended up happening, basically.
Yeah. No, they look good, mate.
Yeah. Just keep brushing your teeth.
Right.
Okay? Look after you.
So you've moved back into Australia 2018?
End of 17 it was,
End of
2017, yeah, when I come back to November. But now I'm not really travelling around Australia per se type of thing. It's now I live in the van and it's just a sort of way of life. I've moved from, since I've been back I went up to Mackay to visit friends up there and do some music sort of things up there, but my son's in Canberra, so between the Northern Rivers and Canberra really.
Yeah. So what's your name?
Ronny.
Ronny.
Yeah, Ronny Cox is the full title, yeah.
Where are you from?
Where am I from? I was originally born and reared around the Blue Mountains, a place called Lithgow. Went down the south coast. I was in the mines of all things. I used to be a coal miner. Just over 7 years I did all up in the mines, yeah, but 8 years for long service. Couldn't make it. And then I moved to the north coast. I was actually on my way around Australia then on a motorbike. Ended up having a family and the farm and so on. And in circumstances, we sold that in 2008 and here I am. And now people say where I'm from, it just is.
So what type of van is it?
It's a Mercedes Sprinter, long wheelbase. Yeah, so far it's been a good wagon. It had 220 clicks on it when I got it. It's now 255, but it drives very nicely. The high roof, I really wanted a high roof. My first car actually was a 1959 60 model Combi.
Jeez, there you go.
My life changed in that.
How so?
What at the time was the freedom of it. Just being in the van and being able to be self-contained was always something that I really liked. And I think now, I did the family and wouldn't change that for the world in one way whatsoever. Well, I might change a few of the rougher parts of me that I was, but life changes us all. Yeah, I've just really enjoyed that nomadic thing. There's part of me would like a bit more of a base. That's what I'm pondering at the moment.
Right.
Yeah, to have my own base, but then as soon as I've got that, there's all these other responsibilities and the van seems much nicer again.
So you're living in the van full time?
Full time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's home. Home sweet home.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is my humble place. Yeah. Which you're welcome in any time when you just want to, of course. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. What's the van's name?
It doesn't have a name per se. Yeah, it hasn't come to me yet. It hasn't turned up. Yeah.
What about whether it's a boy or a girl?
It's unisex.
So the van, did you do the conversion yourself?
No, I was looking around. I was going to do the conversion or fit a van out, an empty van. I'd nearly made a decision, and then I saw this, and it was actually set up as an office originally.
Right.
There was a lot of computers, desks, you know, all this was sort of set up in it, yeah, so they monitored a lot of things apparently. Whether that was in the bloody fracking thing, I shudder to think that it was. But these are handy. I wouldn't have built them sort of like this. And I'm not really into melamine, but it was just serviceable at the time, really. Then I put the solar on it. I've done a few different things. Put the skylight in and the solar system in it. The swivel seats, the captain's seats, I put those in. It really incorporates a lot more of the vehicle. That's a challenge I have, as many van dwellers do, of course. This fact that we're not in the norm. You mob, yeah. Them transient gypsies. Big goanna. Wow, he's a good specimen.
He is, mate. What have you been feeding him, Ronnie?
He's enjoyed my scraps. Well, this is the van. One of the things really good, yeah, the height.
Yeah.
As I said, the older vans before that I had the smaller ones, I couldn't live in them now, the lifestyle that I want to lead now, sort of thing. The sink was originally up here. It was an office, as I said. It was up on this side, and then the desktops went around and met up with here. Well, I obviously moved that to there. It had the water in it and the pump.
Oh yeah.
60 litre tank, which was good for whatever they used to use it for. But then the bunks, I put the two beds in, and I have it so I can access them from here.
Plenty of storage underneath.
Yeah. Well, part of the lifting these ones was because I carry instruments with me, and that height made them, I can organise them different, so it's much better. Yeah, this was all here.
Plenty of,
all the cupboards, the lighting. I got these set up because they have a little studio. I just drop this down. Then I can set my little mixer here and so on.
I like that. So you record your own music?
Yeah, well, it's work in progress. In 2001 I did full-time TAFE to learn all those processes, and I'm still working.
Yeah.
A lot of little recordings get done on that just like because they're a good quality little recorder. So I've ended up sort of using that just for spontaneous little jams and sort of things in that regard, yeah.
So what's that? Your glasses?
I wear glasses, you know, number 1s or number 3s or 2s, or it depends on what length.
Yeah, right.
So I just got a variation, and quite a few have only got one arm, but I'll fix them up one day. But yeah, these little trinkets, my friend Winnie, she does weaving and such, and I'll always find little bits left on the ground somewhere. So, and I like it because it takes the edge off the melamine.
Yeah. You've got 60 litres of water.
Yeah. There's a tank. It's on that side of the van underneath, but I just run it over to here. That's no worries. I've got 400 watts of panels up there in 3 panels, 2 120s and a 160.
Yep.
And then I've got 3 batteries here that are 120 amp hour each. 1500 watt inverter there, and these are the controllers, of course. I can turn the inverter on and off. It's sort of mobile little thing.
So what do you run off that?
There's one of Winnie's hats.
That's beautiful.
Would you like to try the hat?
What are you running off your batteries? What?
Well, it's the fridge obviously is the main permanent draw.
Yep.
I use the lighting, the computer, the equipment, the mixer and so on and so forth, any of those type of things. So I can charge the amp up, that's a battery amp.
Do you do a bit of busking and stuff like that off the side of the van?
Yeah, I don't busk per se.
Yeah.
But I am, and I just sort of hang out and make music.
Right, why not?
And one of the biggest joys of my life is spontaneity of meeting total strangers. And some I wouldn't have a clue of their names. We never smoked. We didn't spoke much. It's not that we spoke a lot. with the music, and then to make the music and then just be gone.
Yeah.
That really touches me, the spontaneity of all that and the power of the sound.
So what, you play guitar?
Yeah, that's my main instrument. I can make most things work, but I wouldn't give up my day job. Yeah, I do my own material. I'm in the process of having some of that manuscripted at the moment.
Got to have something to keep you going.
Keep you entertained. So I'm deliberating too from a pragmatic point of view, but there's a bigger part of me now that's over the pragmatism of the world we live in. I did a song the other night, it's called One People, One Planet, but one of the verses of that is one people, one planet, one spirit, one mob, living the dreaming. Now that's the best job.
Right.
Yeah, so trying to come balance the worlds of and the pragmatic world we live in and the dream of the lifestyle of this.
So what's your favourite thing about living in a van then?
The freedom and independence to move about and to experience different parts of the country, and the smallness of it. This is, to me now, this is a whole lot of stuff. After the freest I ever felt was on the bicycle with 4 little bags.
Yeah.
Now I've got a whole lot of stuff again, but it's still not much compared to a house.
Well, why did you move into a van in the first place?
I was overseas for a few years on the bicycle, and I came back and I needed somewhere to live. I have a caravan in storage, but I didn't want to be static.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to tow a caravan, and bought this because the only thing I was going to live in the van when I first came back, so I had somewhere to be.
Yep.
And I'm just sort of fitting into it more and more as time goes on, really. And if there's anyone there thinking about it, just do it. Just do it. There's so many creative people that I meet along the journey. That was gifted from a neighbour the other day. I was playing music, so in return for playing the music, I got made a spoon. Another one that lives in the van, and she does little things.
That's a really nice spoon.
Yeah, and there's only one on the planet exactly the same.
The piece of wood that you've got above your head there.
Aha!
What's the story behind that?
Was camped up at Kingscliff, and then, but anyway, this piece of wood was just sitting in the bush, and what I saw was that. Peter the Python. So it's just a piece of wood. It's a piece of Banksia wood actually, but when you look at that, I reckon that
easily mistakable.
That's cool. Yeah. that could easily be a python, you know, another critter. Yeah, this is Mira Winnie.
Yeah, hi, Jinkiwala.
The bushwoman. The bushwoman.
What would be your number one tip to anybody thinking about van life?
Just do it. Just do it. And if you don't like it, you can always sell it and we'll go wherever one wants to go from there.
Yep.
But if you're thinking about it and you can do it, just do it to whatever level you can.
No, well, thank you so much for showing us through your van and giving us a tour and talking a bit about it.
My pleasure. Yeah, you're welcome.
And we do always ask one more question before we get going. Would you ever ditch van life and move back into a house?
Oh, I think I'd always have, if I was in the house and did that, I'd always have the van in the shed or the yard somewhere. Or the bicycle.
Or the bike, yeah.
I can do it on the bicycle as well, yeah. But the van's posher. It's nice.
Awesome, well thanks a lot. Very nice to meet you both.
Nayarinda.
Nayarinda.